From a place to learn to a place to live. A developer is offering Grand Rapids Public Schools $1.6 million to buy 3 vacant school buildings. The developer tells the district he wants to turn the former schools into apartments. We're talking about the old Eastern School on the northeast side, Lexington on the near west side, and Oakdale on the southeast side. 24-Hour News 8's Tony Tagliavia has the district's reaction to this offer and what one community group is saying. Tony?
Good evening, Brian. All 3 of these former schools have been for sale for at least 2 years. This one, Oakdale, has been on the market for close to 4 years.
No one really wants to see a great building like that just vacant.
But Oakdale, Eastern, and Lexington have been vacant. The combined asking price, $2.2 million. The offer from Ojibwe Development is all 3 buildings for $1.6 million.
And so we've got to weigh our options as to, do we wait for another offer to come along, or do we take advantage of this opportunity right now and secure $1.6 million when we are looking at an overall budget deficit of $10 to $15 million potentially.
Grand Rapids Public Schools spokesman John Helmholtz says the developer told the district the plan is for mid-range apartments. The sale of the buildings would hinge on approvals from the city. A decision could come before the Grand Rapids School Board as soon as late February. Before that, the district plans to have community meetings.
Bring them in, have a chance to meet with the developer, ask questions.
A former neighborhood leader near Eastern School says she doesn't think apartments are what neighbors want to see there, and an earlier plan for apartments at the former Lexington School met some opposition. Tom Bolton runs the community group Oakdale Neighbors.
Well, the Oakdale neighborhood has been really hard hit by the foreclosure crisis, and so I think any proposal to bring quality housing to the neighborhood would be of interest to Oakdale Neighbors, and I think the board would be really interested in looking at the proposal.
He says the people living near Oakdale School have long expressed an interest in making sure the green space next to the school gets maintained and stays a part of the community.
That piece of property is really important to the neighborhood. It's an asset to the neighborhood.
We'll be watching to see what neighbors say at those meetings. We did put a phone call into the developer today to learn more about these plans and his past developments. We also called communities that have worked with this developer in the past. We haven't heard back from the developer yet. We did hear back from one community, Rochester Hills, near Detroit, that's worked with this developer in the past. The planning director there says he didn't have any problems dealing with this developer. We'll follow the story. Live in Grand Rapids, Tony Tagliavia, 24-Hour News 8.